First of all, let me thank you for sparing your valuable time and coming here. So it's as the earlier speaker was talking, it's a Friday evening, it's very valuable time for you and we will make it good use of it. Okay. So here I will talk about something on the agenda flows like this. Let me talk about the agenda. I will talk about something on Emerson Electric. The next step is I will talk something about Emerson Network Power, the division which we represent from. It is one of the 5 divisions, which is the second largest. And subsequently we will have a product platforms coverage. Thermal management, power technology platform, smart solutions, data center infrastructure management, and telecom solutions. These are the flow of this one. And after that we will have a dinner. And during this time, any queries we have, we can freely interact and talk about that. Okay. Something on Emerson. Emerson is a $24.7 billion company, and we start our financial year is October to September. This is a figure when we calculated this September. And the company known for strong financial management, presence in 150 countries, and global technology engineering. If you see that Emerson symbol, there is a double helix will come. It is one is supposed to be for the technology, other one is for engineering, which is coming for giving a solution that keeps a customer. In fact, earlier Liebert saying used to be keeping the business in business. That's the kind of motto we have. That means that Emerson Network Power offers solutions that keeps the IT or telecom infrastructure or data center infrastructure for the customer, that keeps them in the business in a most efficient way. Coming back to Emerson, it is rated as 123 on the Fortune 500 list, and it is 110 years old company, headquartered in St. Louis. This gives a composition of Emerson Electric in terms of divisions and also in terms of geography. If you see that network power, which is 24% contribution to Emerson Electric, second largest next to process management, and in terms of geography, Asia Pac, we contribute around 24%. India, Sri Lanka, all part of Asia Pac. And this is the fastest growing segment for fastest growing geography for Emerson as a whole. So this is a very specific feature of Emerson. When we talk about a lot of multinationals we have, whatever global companies we have, which are headquartered in US. But if you look at the sales contribution from various geographies, it is mostly or predominantly on from North America. But Emerson is truly a multinational in terms of, let's look at it 1990, where 1/3 of the revenue came from rest of America. Today we have something like 65% coming from parts other than America. And a strong nose for long-term vision and investment. In fact, if you talk about Emerson is the company which invested in China much ahead of any other companies in US. And another interesting aspect is that Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, all these things are falling in the category of emerging markets for us, as any financial guys will put up. And that is the fastest growing segment for us. When I am talking fastest growing, what it means is that Emerson keeps an investment in terms of manufacturing, investment in terms of engineering, investment in terms of resource deployment and market development. So this gives some sort of a employee resource deployment and what is the sales coming out of that. As I was talking about Asia, this is around close to 6 billion contribution from us. And we have factories in Australia, we have factories in China, we have factories in India. And when I am talking about factories, this is not only for the local countries, it is also for export. In fact, China is one of the major global product manufacturing company, from where a lot of products getting exported to all global markets, Europe and US. This is something about the financial performance of Emerson Electric. This, to my best of knowledge, no other company has got such a track record. 57 consecutive years of increased dividends to the shareholders. This is something stupendous. In fact, this talks about a company's financial management, company's long-term vision and investment, and the leadership what it has got. In fact, one more aspect I can tell you. In last 30 years, Emerson had only 2 CEOs. That's the stability of a management. The previous CEO, in the name of Mr. Chuck Knight, he was CEO as 27 years and he retired. And the current CEO who took over as a in-house incumbent, Mr. Dave Farr, he is there for the 12 years. And in fact, if everything goes well, he will run the company for next 5-6 years before he retires. So very, very stable management outlook. That gives us such a tremendous financial performance. In fact, if you, few weeks back, I was meeting a customer. I was putting this slide as a presentation for me. And he said, he was actually a Harvard educated person. And he said, you don't need to talk about Emerson because I know about Emerson because Emerson was a case study when he studied in Harvard. So Emerson as a financial performance, lean management is a case study in most of the leading business schools. So this is something like what is the investment Emerson does in terms of new technology development and number of patents and other things. And another interesting aspect about Emerson, when the market was going down, in fact, a lot of companies struggle to survive day-to-day management of cash flow, day-to-day salaries, restructuring, cutting and everything. But Emerson is such a company, those are the times they went and did more acquisitions. And they went and developed more products. In fact, the outlook is something like this. When the time is, business is contracting, prepare yourself for subsequent, surge. In fact, business as all of you know, it goes in cycles. Good times and bad time comes. But Emerson is such a strong company, financially and other things. It keeps a reserve, and when the tough time is happening, it prepares for the subsequent up times. That's how that's one of the secret of Emerson. So Emerson categorized into 5 divisions, 5 major divisions. And the interesting part is, whichever product category we are a top-notch brand in this. When I'm talking about top-notch, it's a position of number 1 or number 2. And if you are not going to be in that position, Emerson diverse that technology. That means that if we are in the segment, we are going to be a dominant player, otherwise we will not play the game. That kind of reputation. Some of the examples, if you talk about Emerson Network Power, the division where we come from, we are a global leader for UPS systems. We are a global leader in terms of DC power, which supports telecom network. We are a global leader in precision air conditioning. In fact, the precision air conditioning is an invention of a company called Liebert Corporation, which is wholly one subsidiary of Emerson. And we are a global leader for access and control, data center infrastructure management solution in the brand of Avocent. And we are a global leader in power switching controls, a brand called ASCO. Emerson Process Management, we have control systems and instruments, Fisher Rosemont, again a global leader in the technology. And climate technologies, I think this is something all of us must be using, but we may not be aware we are using Emerson. Climate technology owns a brand called Copeland. Copeland is a compressor manufacturer, the compressor which goes for 60% of comfort cooling, a normal cooling, and 100% into digital scroll cooling technologies. You may know air conditioning day to day you are using, but you may not know the compressor is supplied by Emerson under the brand of Copeland. And Copeland is the scroll technology. Copeland is a pioneer, and the next generation of scroll technology, which is called digital scroll, that is very unique to only Emerson and Emerson Network Power. Because for precision air conditioners, digital scroll is supplied only to network power, it doesn't supply to any other guy. We may have a lot of competition in terms of precision air conditioners. Other manufacturing company would be there, but they use Copeland, which is again Emerson technology. So the alternators, which is a second part of stage 2 part of any DG set, diesel generator set. Emerson supplies the alternators on a global scale to the OEM manufacturers under the brand of Leroy Somer. And we have the last division, commercial and residential. That is something very specific to North American market that has not spread to the rest of the countries. Okay, this is some of the recognition of Emerson. It is rated as number 4 in the electronics category within Fortune 500. It is one of the world's most admired companies. Not only the company, and if you look at the CEO Dave Farr, he has been chosen as a investors best CEO in US. So this we keep getting a lot of awards for our performance financially. Coming back to network power, we are around 6.2 billion turnover company, and supports all companies, whether it is a manufacturing, telecom, data center, financial institutions, for the IT and telecom infrastructure. And this is a constitution of the product category. We are in power, we are in data center management solution, we are in precision cooling, we are in thermal management, and most importantly, we service all the products what we supply. Be it a small system or a big system, we continue to supply, because our products are a capital infrastructure equipment with a long life cycle. That means that when I am supplying a product, I should also have a strong service commitment to that. So that's what we specialize in. In terms of geography contribution, Asia contributes 35%. Again, needless to say, this is a fastest growing segment within network power also. This is a very interesting chart. Emerson grows more by acquisition than what grows organically. That means that whichever technology or whichever company we feel that it goes synergistic to our approach to the customer, we go and acquire them. This gives the top column, if you look at it, that gives a competency in terms of AC power, connectivity, DC power and other things. And these are the year of acquisition and which company we acquisition, and the dots denotes what is the competency it gives. Some of the very interesting thing I would say, which started somewhere in 1998, Nortel. Emerson thought we are a pioneer in UPS technology. We also should do DC power, which gives a power for telecom and telecom infrastructure. Emerson chosen to go and acquire DC power division of Nortel, Ericsson. Avansis is a DC power division of Huawei, Marconi and Chloride Telecom. And in a period of this journey, they have become a number one in DC power in addition to what is UPS technology. The recent acquisition includes Chloride, which is the leading UPS manufacturer in Europe. Chloride is part of Emerson. And on the data center infrastructure management, two acquisitions has been done. One is in 2008 Aperture and 2009 Avocent. With these two acquisitions, again Emerson has become number one in the DCM solutions. So this is a sort of a continuing journey. In fact, if you look at network power, it is the electronics and telecommunication wing of Emerson, the presence it gives in that vertical. So what Emerson Network Power can offer to you? It can offer AC power and DC power, the UPS systems and telecom network support systems. In fact, globally, more than 1/3, if not 50% of the calls what you make, whether it's a data download, upload or voice calls, that is supported by Emerson solutions. That's the kind of presence we have. It is not only globally, we have in Sri Lanka, most of the telecom network is supported by DC power supplied by Emerson, either directly or through the telecom equipment manufacturer like Huawei or Ericsson, Nokia, Siemens and those people. Thermal management we talked about, and power switching controls, which offers, I think my colleague Pradeep will talk briefly on that. Infrastructure design, outside plant solutions. It is outside plant is something that goes for a telecom solutions. Sometimes the shelter is inside, sometimes the shelter is outside on the roadside. Both the things we specialize. Rack and integrated solutions, we have launched a product range called Smart Solutions. Last 1 year back we launched it. Has a tremendous response across the globe. I think Ankesh will talk more on that. And the industrial power, like data center requires a certain grade of UPS systems. The industry like thermal power plant, steel plants, nuclear power plant, that requires a different grade of UPS system. And again we specialize there. And in India we used to have technology platform for that segment. And also when we acquired Chloride, that gives another global footprint. In fact today, industrial UPS systems, again we are number one. So this is on the commercial residential solutions. I think this you have gone through some of the video which was running. These are not very highly known, but very important pieces of Emerson. Coming back to Emerson Network Power, we call a Greater India organization, which we are responsible for business operations Sri Lanka, India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, Bangladesh and Bhutan. We had a joint venture called Tata Liebert. Liebert Corporation is wholly owned subsidiary of Emerson, and Tata's through Tata Electric. We had a 50-50 joint venture, and we started the factory at over the sea in 2001. Subsequently, Emerson felt that we need to have the entire ownership of this one, and they bought the remaining equity from Tata's. And the interesting thing is, we have product and solutions for each and every vertical market segment. The whole of market, be it a IT, be it a telecom, be it as a banking and financial, be it a industrial, everywhere we have a very, very strong presence. So this is our network in Sri Lanka and India. Currently we have 4 factories in India. Ambanath is a newly commissioned factory. I think it got commissioned last 6 months back. And Thane is the original factory what Tata Liebert got formed. Pune, Satara, those are the 2 factories situated near Pune, which came through chloride acquisitions. So with these 4 factories put together, we manufacture UPS systems, we manufacture thermal management solutions, we manufacture telecom solutions. And in Sri Lanka, we have our office at World Trade Center, and our country manager Rukshan is here. I think most of you will know about him. And we have a strong distributor and a partner network for pre-sales and post-sales support for you. So a snapshot of data center. It talks about what are the various components in the data center which is going, right from the power generation and transfer of power to one source to other source, distribution units, UPS systems, intelligent PDUs, racks. You can go on identifying that. If you look at it, Emerson can offer solution for almost 70% of the components which go to the data center. That will possibly exclude, I think that is easy to talk about exclusions. Civil is something which is done on a site basis. Fire, detection and fire suppression, that we do not have, and possibly sometime down the line we may have some offering also. Barring this, we give the complete electrical chain, complete air conditioning chain, complete monitoring piece. That's the presence of Emerson Network Power in this field. And the smart solution what we talked about, this is something, I have a data center. Everybody cannot have may not need a data center which is 500 square feet, 1000 square feet or 2000 square feet. A small company, small and medium businesses, I need a 1 rack space or 2 rack space, that's what I need. How do you do that? So we give that complete data center in 1 rack solution. That means that the rack has got power, rack has got cooling, rack has got a battery, rack has got a fire detection and space for racks and routers. It complete. It is a miniaturized data center. I think you will hear more from Ankesh on this point. So this is something very tremendous job done by us in Australia. When Australia decided, the National Broadband Network decided that they have to set up a broadband network across Australia. I think it contained around something like 28, initially it started with 10, I think it went up to 28 centers, network centers. All containerized data center and nodal points. They chose Emerson ahead of many other people. And last 18 months, we rolled up the projects. I think the total project value is something like $230 million. And this is a tremendous success and roll out on time in terms of quality, in terms of uptime for Australia. Today, the entire Australia broadband network is done by Emerson Network Power. And Dimension Data, earlier the company used to be known as a Datagraph, and they put a venture along with BSNL in India to set up 6 data centers, around, I think totaling to around something like 66,000 square feet, tier 3 to be certified by uptime, for not only for design, it has to be for a construction also. They choose Emerson Network for India to construct this. There are a lot of tough things in terms of PUE, efficiency of the data center, that has to be maintained. Project rollout time is 6 months, and certification from Uptime Institute US for design as well as for construction. The entire thing was delivered by us, and this is not only a build contract. We are supposed to build and operate for 7 months, and we have to deliver uptime, and we have to be certified for tier 3 level by uptime. And the third one is that it has to deliver the prescribed committed power utility efficiency of 1.4. The entire thing is done by us. The second thing is what is in China we have done. Tencent is the largest internet service provider in China. Again, when they want to construct a data center on a turnkey, they relied upon Emerson to deliver that. And again, I think subsequently we go on modular data center in Philippines. Now we are giving the data center solution in Myanmar. And do we cover? No, this is Emerson. No? There is one. Do we cover that? Yeah, I think here. Facebook. Now they are building a data center in Sweden, and I think that is done by again Emerson. It is supposed to be around close to $300 million US dollar contract. The phase one we are doing, which is close to 90 million, and I think it is a 30 megawatt data center. And I think the arrangement with Facebook is something like they will go on constructing series of data centers, which Emerson Emerson will do for them. That's the kind of footprint we are doing it. And just to home in one point, Emerson was not offering turnkey solutions as a data center many years back. We have been a suppliers for UPS systems, precision AC, and data center management solutions, but not as a turnkey. Our journey of offering a turnkey, it started somewhere around 5 years back in India. Now it has been adopted globally, and within a short span of time, we have been recognized one of the industry's leader on this point. And more people are coming. So we cover with these solutions, what we are covering is a smart solution for a small business, which is a one rack, a Facebook kind of thing, a dimension data kind of things, or ambient sort of things. So that's the strength of the company. So if we talk about, I think we have catering solutions to each and every market segment. And many companies talk about, I have this company in a Fortune 500 as a customer. But in Emerson we say 100% of Fortune 500 companies are our customers. That's the kind of presence and strength we have. Another important thing is globally, if you look at it, I think more than 50% of the data center or a telecom network has been supported by Emerson, either for UPS systems or DC power or thermal management. We have a presence in everywhere. So again, coming back to reiterating, these are the strengths you can look forward from Emerson, be it power, cooling, monitoring, environment, remote management. These are the strengths you can look from us. So with this is a short note on Emerson. I think what I would expect is, I think we are not covering the entire strength we are not covering. Subsequent speakers will cover power, telecom, data center management solutions and thermal management. Beyond that also, we would like any queries which are coming, we can have an interaction. Subsequently, we have a good partner network. Rukshan is here in Sri Lanka. We can, in a greater way, we can assist you in your business endeavors. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. R. Vasudevan, who is the Vice President Sales. So you got a very complete overview and a broad view of the functions and operations of Emerson, and certainly how very much it touches our lives in this part of the world. We'd now like to introduce to you and bring to the podium Mr. S. Pradeep, who is the Power Business Director, Specialist in Higher kVA UPS, who will talk to you now on power management. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Vasu. Good evening, everyone. First of all, thanks for allocating your valuable time for the invite we made. My name is Pradeep. I will be responsible for the power business for Greater India, and I will be quickly running through the solutions of power, whatever the Emerson can able to provide for your critical network. One more. Automatic transfer switches. This is one of our solution. Basically, the automatic transfer switches are basically used for transferring the load from one source to other source. When I say source from one source to other source, it can be your two EV supplies from two different transformers, or from a EV and one more is a standby source generators, and it can have a smooth transition of power from one source to the other source. And this is purely a double through power transfer switch, electronically operated as well as mechanically it can be held. If you see here the point, especially the thing ATS, there is a neutral and earth switch is there. Whenever there is a failure of one source happening, the loop will be closed, the other one will take over the power from the other source which is available. And the benefits for you is availability, reliable and field proven, because this is completely done with the solenoid control. So that's with respect to the ATS. With respect to the transient voltage surge suppressors, we are one of the only company which provides you the transient voltage surge suppressors for all the electrical disturbances happening with respect to the input supply. People used to have basically SPDs which will be used in your electrical panels, that is called as surge protector device. This transient voltage surge suppressors are basically used to remove your surge from the line by way of grounding. This has been done with IEEE standards, one of the fantastic product, and it has been proven working in various critical sites and critical conditions with various, I can say, temperature high with very huge density of network. This is one of the track proven. It comes in two models. One is the LM series, which can be incorporated along with your electrical panels. The other one is called as a Power Sure. This can be either connected to your smaller panels or to the equipments wherever you require that transient needs to be removed from the line. So what customer wants in UPS? UPS, everybody knows Emerson is one of the pioneers in UPS. So what really customer wants? Customer wants availability. The availability is basically they want to have a very high uptime, and the mean time to repair is should be very quick, and it should have a support level should be proper, and it should be more quick. Then comes the TCO, the total cost of ownership, strong OPEX optimization and compact footprints. These are what expected by any CEOs and CIOs. Then flexibility, when you say cutting edge technology and dynamic scalability. When I say cutting edge and dynamic scalability, today whatever the CIOs and CTOs or even the company expect out of any vendor, how flexible it will be, how it will be useful to have an optimum utilization on a future period. So these are the three things any customer mainly look for. So comes to that, Emerson provide a solution on the lower end segment of small UPS systems. We have two types. One is the line interactive, where we carry 600 VA, 1.1 kVA and 1.5 kVA and 2 kVA. There are models available, and these are all completely a line interactive models which can able to provide a desktop with 10 minutes backup maximum. Then we have an online single phase machines, and that carries right from 1 kVA till 20 kVA. These machines are all coming with a lot of high-end specifications with very high efficiencies. Then we have other models with isolation transformer based monolithic models of power bank and S400D models are available. This basically comes with inbuilt isolation transformers. Also we have on the lower end segment, we are the first company to introduce the lower end capacity modular UPS systems of 5 kilowatt ranges, which can be expandable up to 20 kVA. The model name is APS. And then we have an online three-phase model called as ITA, that basically comes as a single capacity of a 20 kVA, which is a rack mountable, which you can very well use it inside your IT racks. Then comes your NXC model, which is available right from 10 kVA till 40 kVA. The advantage of NXC will be seen in the next slide. And the medium and the large UPS systems, this category we divide into three. One is the normal UPS system of a thyristor with isolation transformer, which we call it as high pulse. It has up to 800 kVA capacity starting from 30 kVA. Then we have a IGBT model which will be with the transformer based, that is available in NXC model, as well as we have in higher ranges, that is medium and large UPS systems with the SX and RG models. And we also have the modular type of units also available, and these units basically comes with two types. One is with the 30 kilowatt modular, the other one is of 200 kilowatt modules. We will discuss in future slides about these particular models. So when I speak about the NXE models, the NXE models 10 to 40 kVA, we are in a position to deliver 95% efficiency units. So that means that it has a very high efficiency, and in eco mode it delivers 98%. For this type of lower end capacity in the industry, we stand the best currently. And the THDI is less than 5%, and your input power factor is 0.99, and your power rating is 0.9. That means 10 kVA can able to deliver 9 kilowatt, which currently the industries people offer you with 7 kilowatt, or sometimes few vendors gives with 8 kilowatt. Then comes a complete galvanic isolation. The advantage of this product is you can go for both isolation transformer as well as without isolation transformer. That is the beauty of this. And these product ranges are available from 10, 15, 20, 30 and 40. These are the ranges available. Then comes the Libert SX. This starts right from 60 kVA, 66 kVA is a capacity available, which is available up to 220 kVA. And also the 80 net, which is the next version of the capacity, which has a 300 to 500 kVA of this particular sizing. And it has a very high efficiency of again 95%, and on eco mode 98%. The THDA is less than 3%, which is a very high with respect to especially the critical networks where you use more servers, IT components, etc. And there is no deviation. Even if you see any data centers, you tend to have an loads which varies on the power factor. Certain loads will have 0.5 power factor, certain loads will have 0.8, certain loads where now the recent IT servers are all coming with 0.9 and almost close to unity. Now under the junction, any UPS system, there will be a derating on the capacity happens due to this variable power factors of operation. So in order to protect the units and to deliver the rated capacity output, we provide the solution by way of having circuits which will not reduce any or which will not derate any capacity of the UPS system, irrespective of whatever the power factors vary in your IT servers, and it will deliver the rated output. This is very important advantage with respect to, especially for critical data centers and where the network or the components of IT is going to be very critical one. And it delivers a kVA is equal to kilowatt. When I say 66 kVA, 60 kVA, 300 kVA, 500 kVA, or even a 200 kVA, everything is kVA is equal to kilowatt. So that's what is the thing. Like earlier model of NXE, these models on SX range, you have isolation transformer inbuilt we can provide. For 80 net, we will be providing external isolation transformer if customers require that. Then comes Libert NX. This is completely one more level of UPS systems which has IGBT rectifier, IGBT inverter on both the sides, and this has a very high efficiency, again 95.3%. It has a dynamic flexibility of very high input voltage and frequency voltage tolerance it can able to withstand. And if you see the very compact in size, if you see the size of the 250 kVA, it will be very compact. Up to 800 kVA, the size is very small footprint. High power density, it has again a capability of delivering output power factor of 0.9. So that means that even an 800 kVA can deliver 720 kilowatt. And infrastructure management by way of having advanced communication options are available. You can monitor by way of sitting anywhere, and you can completely able to access the complete UPS system. Now comes very interesting topic, modular systems. The modular systems is a new trend which in UPS systems like IT servers, how you stack it, remove it, the same way we can able to do with the UPS system. Now these UPS systems are available in two capacities of models. The one is the 30 kilowatt modules which will be predominantly available up to 600 kilowatt on the frames, 150 kVA 4 frames or 300 kVA 2 frames in which we provide. Then comes the 200 kilowatt modules which is a Tenergy model, and this model will fetch you up to 1600 kVA, that is 1.6 MVA, and all these particular models of modular, when we say it is all kVA is equal to kilowatt, from now onwards I will be pitching I will not say 1600 kVA, I will be saying 1600 megawatt or 1.6 megawatt. So that's the trend at which these UPS systems are manufactured. Believe me, this has excellent outcomes with various customers, working with highly critical operations, especially for the IT and telecom network customers. Fantastically working, very reliable product. Now we will see about this product, how it is. The APM. The APMs are basically comes with a 30 kilowatt module. As I specified, kVA is equal to the kilowatt. The input and output factor both are same. It's a unity. Harmonics will be less than 3%, and you have an plug-in hot plug module. That means you can remove even when there is a load is available, and you can add the modules whenever you want it. Then it has a very high efficiency of 96% even at 25% loading condition. When you see everybody's specifications, basically people used to say 100% at 100% load condition, what is your efficiency? People used to say it is 92, 93. We can able to tell you very clearly, even if you load partially around 26% onwards, we can deliver a flat efficiency curve of 96%. This is one of the phenomenal achievement in the industry currently, which Emerson is the only company can able to provide 96% efficiency. And we have a very wide input. If you see that wide input range of 228 to 476 volts. Also the frequency window is also very high, which is 40 to 70 Hz. And the same APM model, you can go with without your PDUs, control PDUs. You can go very well a single module frame of UPS system, and inbuilt PDUs will be there with the APM model. So there you can see that the breakers will be available. So the customer has to only provide your input cable and output cable towards the load. You do not want to put any panels before the UPS system or after the UPS system. The remaining specifications are same. In this, the category of the UPS system is 150 kVA maximum you can do. So this is how you can do in any APM model. If you see here, the first UPS system has only one module of 30 kVA kilowatt with inbuilt batteries are available. See, when a customer normally buys a UPS system, always he thinks in mind, let me have what will be my future requirement. May not be at the day one he will be, even though he plans, may not be aware that how fast or how much he will reach towards that. But this gives you a fantastic solution for those customers where pay as you grow is the strategy. If your the loads get increased on a periodical basis, you can keep increasing your capacity of the modules by way of adding at any given point of time. And one of the fundamental advantage what we have, all this across all these capacities up to 600 kVA, we can provide up to the inbuilt batteries also. That means you can remove both my modules also, as well as you can remove my batteries also online working on the UPS system. Please remember, this is one of the very great advantage we have. 600 kVA with inbuilt batteries, modular. I think Emerson is the only company currently providing this. And with an efficiency of 96% AC to AC. When I say AC to AC, what is meant by AC to AC? Efficiency. That is whatever the output power delivered against your input power drawn is called as the efficiency. So we give an AC to AC efficiency of 96%, which is with respect to any standards, it is very high performance. And if you see in the photos or photograph of the second, we add the 2 modules, then subsequently 3 modules, then subsequently 4 modules. Then we keep on adding with the frames the battery modularity. So we can give you maximum up to 10 or 15 minutes for 600 kVA we can able to provide. So this is one of the efficiency factor. This has been approved to one of our customer, where the efficiency, if you can see, from almost from 35 to 40% onwards, it is a flat efficiency of 96%. which many of the customer, on a practical basis, they use the percentage of loading within that. So we made one interesting slide here where we have taken, referred many of our customers, we taken an input. So approximately we calculated 10 rupees per unit for the Sri Lankan currency, Sri Lankan rupee, and we calculated. And if you see here, a traditional UPS which delivers a 92% efficiency and our APM model of 96% efficiency, per year you can save close to 5,95,000 Sri Lankan rupees. That means that if your UPS system is running for 6 years, 7 years or even 10 years, which any customer like to make the UPS to run, you can save close to around 59 lakhs to 60 lakhs. So your payback period is almost less than an year. So there are a lot of test reports are there. You can come inspect us in our factory, India factories or any global factory we have in Shenzhen also. We are ready to test all these parameters of efficiency, which is being proven very high. Now comes the Trinergy model of UPS system. This is completely the state-of-art of solution. This Trinergy model has 3 types of modularity. One is the vertical modularity, the second one is the horizontal, and the third one is the orthogonal. So the UPS system, what you can do, 1.6 megawatt in each input-output box you can connect, and this comes with a 200 kilowatt module core. And this has a very, very high efficiency of 98%, and in eco mode it operates at 99%. And this Trinergy operates in 3 modes. It's a 3-dimensional modularity, and there is again, as I said earlier, it works with various power factor of your loads, and again this is also kVA is equal to kilowatts. The 3 modes, one mode is called as VFI mode. This delivers an efficiency of 95% or 95.5% in a very specific test reports calls very clearly. And this is basically VFI mode is nothing but your online double conversion mode. Then comes your VFD mode. This is basically when your input power is regulated one of whatever the voltage and frequency is set. The raw power will be directly fed to the load so that your efficiency will be as high as 99%. And when you speak about the VI mode, where if you have a regulated voltage, but there is a frequency variation happens, the UPS system will automatically work by way of giving the raw power, and for the frequency variation it works with as an active filter. So all these 3 modes are being done in Trinergy automatically, and it is completely based on whatever the power it comes. You need not to do anything at the site, the unit itself will take care of it. So what it gives when you are having this particular slide calls for, there is 4 numbers of 200 kilowatt module with an IO box. So this has been 100% load. Say on a given point of time there may be 100% load whatever you are considered on a weekdays or on a holiday or due to a specific period. If your load drops to 75%, what exactly it happens? So your one module will go for the sleep mode. Similarly, if the load goes for 50%, the second module will go. The third is goes 25. That means one module will be working basically. What we are going to achieve by way of doing like this is simple. We can able to have a very high efficiency on all your UPS systems runs where you can save the power heavily. And if you see the overall efficiency will increase, and you can also select the module whatever you want to do it. This can be programmed according to the site condition. Suppose your UPS module 1 can be kept on the sleep mode at the beginning, then the UPS 4 module can be kept as a sleep mode for a second. Like that we can program however the customer prefers. And the overall efficiency, if you see, it will be between 95.5 to 99%. And the overall by way of operating all the 3 modes of the Trinergy, we can able to provide 98% efficiency. This is phenomenally very high efficiency the UPS system can able to deliver. And we have a lot of success stories with Trinergy, and this is one of the fantastic product Emerson has introduced to the customers especially for all the critical application. This will be highly preferred by any customer. So Emerson focus to the customer, we need to provide a cost driven solution as well as a technology trend driven solution. So with that we are able to provide a low TCO, total cost of ownership will be very low for the customers. Modularity, scalability, you can plan your future according to whenever you want to increase. Then easy to implement, energy saving mode is available, high efficiency, monitoring and flexibility. Coming to the technology, 96% efficiency minimum we are giving in almost every product. Dual source input, 3-phase, 3-wire input, modular, scalable and absolutely not trouble free of operation. Eco mode, customized solutions we can provide according to the requirement of the customer. So now, after quite 10 to 15 slides of your power, now we also have some interesting products where we are again pioneers in this. Is this called as the PPCs? This is called as the electrical PDUs. These PDUs are available right from 15 kV to 800 kV, which will be used inside your data centers. So we will not be having any panels. We can use the PPCs. The advantage is you can monitor the complete each breaker socket level. You can able to monitor with these PPCs. And one more advantage we can provide with the PPCs is we can provide with isolation transformer as well as without isolation transformer. And you can keep it very close whenever this PPC is close to your load, so that efficiency will be very high and your loss will be reduced heavily. Next one is a harmonic filter. So what is harmonic filter and what Emerson gives in that harmonic filter? Harmonic filter basically neutralize the effects of the harmonics or the frequency disturbances, and it corrects the power factor at the whatever the level you require. And this is been able to provide whatever the variation, if you see at the right side, that is your input power, and once after putting the active filter you can have a regulated pure sine wave. This is basically used not only for any component or equipment, it can be used for your complete input power itself. So we have done one test at one of the important data center site, and if you see that the customer had a THDA of close to around 51.89% and an harmonic and the power factor of 0.77. So after connecting the active filter, there was a phenomenal change has happened, and if you can see the THDA is 4.3% and the power factor has been improved to 0.98. So that level of improvement we can provide in the active filters basically. And the last one is the solar inverters. We are also into the solar inverters. We provide the two types of inverters. One is the energy storage unit, other one is the export energy export unit. These are all comes with 1 kilowatt to 100 kilowatt both the capacities, and this provides we can provide you, or you can use it with the batteries of various ampere hours, whatever the backup time you require, according to the customized solution we can provide. So that's all from my end. Thank you very much. Thanks for your patience listening.
So that was Mr. Pradeep talking to you on power management. We've been through the introduction to Emerson and power management, and before we move on to thermal management, we'd like to share with you some very interesting entertainment here, and then we have our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen. Entertainment from the Kurasiri Boulevard, the dance troupe, ladies and gentlemen. Our next speaker will talk to you on thermal management, and he is Mr. Raghuveer Singh, Director Thermal Management and Specialist in IT Server Room and Data Center Precision Cooling. Please welcome Mr. Raghuveer Singh, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening to all of you. I once again welcome you all here, and evening is good, I think, right? You're enjoying it. Okay. It's clear? Why is this? Okay. Air conditioning is touching our life every day. I mean, every time, every second we feel it. Okay, so I will be more of discussing here on the data center and on electronics and electrical cooling equipments rather than talking more on the comfort systems. Okay, before we proceed on the subject here, I would like to share with you the little bit difference on the comfort air conditioning and precision air conditioning. So, Emerson is a manufacturer of precision AC, and there are comfort ACs available in the market. What is the difference between the comfort AC and precision ACs? Like, take this room right now. We are all sitting here and dissipating some amount of heat to this room. This heat is more of a latent heat. We also, when human body is working, we dissipate certain level of heat and moisture content. So that is getting added to this room. That's called the latent heat. And the sensible heat which we can feel, let's say electronic equipments or human body or any other equipment, whenever it is in operation, it dissipates certain level of heat. That's a sensible heat. So put together, that becomes the total heat. Now to remove this total heat, we require some kind of air conditioning system. So the basic fundamental difference between the comfort and the precision AC is that the electronics rooms like server room, data center, switch room, telecom applications or shelters, they only have equipments, and equipments only dissipate heat. They don't sweat or they don't add actually moisture to the room. So we have only sensible load available in the such kind of application rooms. So we need to remove only the sensible load from such kind of applications, not the comfort, not the latent part. Okay, so that's where we are there. Now the basic fundamental difference is here. We have more than 95% of sensible heat ratio requirement for the such kind of a cooling applications, but for comfort it is about 60 to 70%. And on the filtration, because you require a good amount of filtration for data center server room application, up to 95% down to 5 micron. So we don't need any kind of a dust or a small particle also to actually accommodate on the electronic equipments or PCBs. So it need to be filtered to a good level. Now the redundancy is very important here, and the reliability. So these equipments, precision ACs, are manufactured and designed to work for 24 hours in 65 days operation. You don't need to switch off it, it can work continuously for around the year. And the life of the component is selected in such a way that it can even work up to 10 to 12 years without downtime. The mean time between failure is too high for precision ACs compared to comfort ACs, which are designed for office area cooling application of 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so then we move to the energy efficiency, which is today the subject for everybody to talk about. Okay, and the precision ACs by design itself compared to comfort ACs is about 33 to 35% efficient. So at design level itself, for server room or data center, it consumes about 33 to 35% less power compared to comfort AC for the same application, and it delivers more amount of airflow for the same tonnage delivered. That means the TR per CFM per TR is high, so it removes the heat faster compared to the comfort AC systems. So and then of course it maintains the temperature and humidity very precisely. Okay, and that's what is the requirement for such a critical applications like server room or data center or telecom rooms. Now, which are the applications we are into? There are various applications. We have just listed down some of them. Data center, server room, telecom, shelters, the VFD rooms, control rooms, or any kind of electrical or electronics room. Wherever you have electrical electronics equipment involved, we are there for the cooling, reliability, and for energy efficiency. Now, how the transition has happened from a normal server room to a high-end server rooms today. Earlier we used to talk more about the normal traditional racks which used to have a normal density of, let's say, 1 to 2 kilowatt or 3 or maximum of 5 kilowatt per rack. But today we are talking much beyond that. We are talking today up to 30 kilowatt, 40 kilowatt or 50 kilowatt per rack kind of a loading pattern. Now it has raised a concern over cooling it because the rack per density in the same footprint has gone up too high. So the challenge today to us is that you maintain the uptime of the same system and with the highest efficiency. So that has become the concern today for everybody. Okay, and that's where we have, we are the market leader in cooling higher density or lower density or medium density in data center space. Just for our understanding how the data center layout is, you have a demand side, that's on the server side. Okay, then the distribution, the power or cooling or the thermal distribution, and then you have the supply side from genset. Now, in a typical data center scenario, how the power is distributed in a data center is that you take an example of just one data center, about 50% of the power is distributed for the IT equipments, balance 50% is distributed between the other supporting infrastructure which is thermal, power and the other accessories like lighting or the distribution side. Now, if I can improve the power level here in the supporting infrastructure side, I can utilize that much of power for the IT equipments. That means the efficiency of the data center will be improved. That's called PV of the data center, is overall power utilized divided by the IT equipments power utilized. So if I improve the power utilized to the IT equipments, that means I can improve it. So infrastructure power consumption, we are focusing there, and the cooling is the major chunk out of it. About 37 to 38% power is consumed alone by the cooling out of this 50% of the supporting infrastructure. That means we have huge prospect to reduce the power on that side. So we moved from a traditional system to the precision ACs with belt driven, then we moved to the EC fans technologies. And then further the upgradation latest which has happened in the industry is that we have moved from a normal scroll to the digital scroll. You can see the right side portion, and we have here integrated in-floor EC fans. So overall this integration, the change from a normal precision AC to this digital scroll EC fan, the digital scroll compressor and the EC fan in-floor type, we could see a power consumption difference of about 35% minimum over a precision AC of fixed scroll and a EC fan based. So then we will be talking in details in the next slides now. Emerson has various cooling solutions. As I said, we cater to many of the applications in the market. We can say on the telecom side, we have smaller units of free cooling type which are available in 2TR, 3TR or 4TR, which are basically for the shelter application. Whenever the outside temperature in the shelter is low, we can utilize the outside ambient to cool the indoor heat. So that point of time the compressor does not work, only the fan is working to circulate the air outside. Then whenever the outside ambient temperature increases, then the compressor starts functioning and provides the cooling. Okay, so it's a free cooling with emergency cooling. In case of the power failure, it utilizes the battery power in the shelter and keeps the fan in operation so that it maintains at least plus minus 5 temperature compared to the ambient. So inside the shelter, temperature will not shoot up beyond the level. So it's an emergency free cooling system available for shelter kind of application. Then for the data center application, we have larger capacity unit from 3TR to up to 30TR in DX direct expansion type units, which are available with normal scroll and the digital scroll. On the digital scroll, as my colleagues earlier said, that this is available only with Emerson. Okay, we are the technology drivers in the market, I would say this way. We are the leader in the industry. Why? Because we drive the market altogether to a different pace today. We are talking for energy efficiency and the maximum uptime at the same time. So the systems on the digital scroll can work from 10% to 100% on a variable loading pattern. So variable loading pattern, when you say, means why you need variable capacity in the data center is because your load, when you size any kind of a cooling system, we size it for the maximum ultimate load which is supposed to come in down the line for the ultimate design capacity of the data center or server room. But that is not a load available on day one, and your ambient is never fixed. It's different on night, day and across the year. So you have a different ambient across the year, right? And then your internal load on the server or switches also changes. So that means your overall load in the server room or switch room is never fixed. So why the air conditioning should be with fixed capacity? And why we have to pay for its fixed capacity? Even if the load is less, it works more and you pay more. But on the digital scroll, you get the best answer for this, because digital scroll is able to vary the capacity from 10% to 100%. And the fan in the digital scroll unit is also variable type, and the condenser as well. So your entire system vary the capacity depending on the load requirement. It matches absolutely to the load requirement, and you deliver what you require and you pay what you really use. So why you should be paying more than that? That's the point we are talking about here. So we have units up to 30 TR in such category in digital scroll. Then we have chilled water based systems for the data center application, where you have right from 3 TR to up to 50 TR. That is again in a various airflow pattern with bottom discharge, with ducted or room discharge type of system, depending on the application to application. Where you want to use the chiller, we have such applications, we can use these units. Then for higher density, we have different type of cooling unit, which we will discuss in subsequent slides. Now, what is best, like discuss about digital scroll, this is what is available in the system. You can see this picture here. We have two type extension valve. When you have ambient lower going, we can use EV along with the digital scroll and utilize the maximum efficiency here. We have two type of compressor, fixed scroll and the digital scroll. So fixed scroll is of course available with everybody in the market today, but we are talking about digital scroll, which saves much power. Then fans are also EC fans. There are again two types. One is a special fan just recently developed by EBM. We are using those fans for higher efficiency. Humidifiers, infrared humidifier is available, electrode based, and then there is another humidifier which is recently developed. Then we have 5 versions of cooling: ducted, room discharge, displacement, various types of cooling pattern depending on the data center requirements. This is what I was talking, what happens exactly when the ambient goes down and your system efficiency improves. EER goes up as high as 14 EER, which is too high. 12 is if you want to go for even a gold certified building, you use digital scroll system. 12 ER is considered for such kind of purpose. We are talking about 14. We are talking much beyond it. So here for data center kind of application, you use a complete variable systems, which gives you flexibility to play, and it gives you flexibility to design your load. Today you grow smaller, you develop the data center to a design ultimate load, and you use only for that. And it gives you flexibility, scalability, and of course the manageability to have the ICOM controller in the system, which I will be talking in the next slides now. What is the power consumption difference between an EC fan unit with fixed scroll and the digital scroll unit? This is on the compressor side, you save this much yearly just for a 5 TR machine, we did the comparison. And on the EC fan you are saving this much. And on the humidification on the EC to digital you save this much. Overall, here the ROI difference is, ROI you can see at the bottom, it's 10 months. So what you invest today for digital scroll, the ROI is 10 months. I'm sure you will love to have such kind of a system which has less than 1 year ROI. So digital scroll makes much more sense because the systems are required for 10 to 12 years minimum. That's the life. We have so many installations in India or even other places, even in Sri Lanka also, running from so many years, and customers say that your system never fails. Such kind of statement we keep hearing in the market. Okay, we are not talking about the chilled water based systems. In chilled water based, we were the first one to integrate inflow EC fans with the ICOM controller. So what was the advantage of integrating inflow EC fans? You can see in this slide. The same fan inside the unit, this fan is brought down here below the false floor. You can see the power consumption difference at the bottom is about 16% compared to the second one to the last one. So this was the difference. This is just a lab result, which was for the same unit, same fan at same airflow at same static. This was the difference on the power. So we could save 16% by integrating the inflow EC technology in the units. This we have done today for digital scroll units, for chilled water units, and all the units which we have now available in the market. This technology available for all the units. Now, if you run one motor at 100%, this is the power consumed. You see at part load, if you go at lower percentage, what is the power consumed? There is a huge difference to it. It makes a huge difference. When you run one EC fan at 100% and you run 2 EC fans at lower percentage. That's what we do. Through ICOM controller, we allow smart and logic for a smart data centers of higher efficiency, we integrate our cooling unit, the cooling unit with the sensors in the cold aisle, and we place sensor below the unit. And like suppose you assume this layout here, there are multiple units in the data center. These are the row of racks. So when you integrate these units with the supply air control and the cold aisle sensors, the units works based on the exact airflow requirement and the capacity requirement for the servers. So your systems consumes what is required in the cold aisle. Now, the power consumption difference you can see here is that on the DX systems, typically for a traditional data center which has only the cold and the hot aisle maintained with the base cooling pattern. When I say base cooling pattern, means only the cooling units, no cold aisle containment. So this is the power consumption. So it is compared with when you do cold aisle containment, and it is compared further when you do cold aisle containment with integration with sensor logic. So what happens when you do sensor logic? You can see here clearly. You can see here the difference is about 33% on the power consumption, because the fan and the compressor is operating based on the actual demand of the servers. That's what you need to do in data center space. Why we have to consume more than what is not required? So here on the chilled water system also similarly up to 28% of savings you get when you integrate smart air logic with digital scroll units or with chilled water units for a larger or medium data center kind of a server room kind of a scenario. Now further beyond this, up to this here with base cooling and the smart aisle, you can cool up to 10 to 12 kilowatt per rack load. Now going beyond that, Emerson is a market leader in higher density cooling as well. We talk about cooling up to 40 kilowatt per rack. Now you can see here the multiple solutions available with row cooling type systems which we call CRV and the high density XG systems. Now we'll move slightly to the XG systems here. This cooling unit can be used outside chiller. Water comes to the cooling distributing unit called XDP. From here the refrigerant runs to the cooling modules. This module can sit on the rack itself, cool up to 8 kilowatt, and this can cool up to 16 kilowatt, this is up to 27 kilowatt, and this is available up to 35 kilowatt per rack. So these are the various cooling modules which can be placed either on the rack or above the rack or behind the rack depending on the application demand. Now with this setup we can cool up to 40 kilowatt per rack in a data center. You assume if you have this size of a room, each rack having 40 kilowatt load, you can have so many racks and so much of power utilized, given minimum footprint of data center. And you achieve highest of efficiency. There are cooling modules which utilize minimum fan power, and there are also cooling modules which do not have any fan power like a rear door heat exchanger. So what you get here is there is no water coming to the data center. Without water coming to the data center, we bring only refrigerant to the data center, and you achieve the highest efficiency, and there is no floor space required because it is either sitting on the rack or on the ceiling or behind the rack itself at the rear door. So your space is saved. You can utilize more number of racks in a given space, and like for a co-location data center, just giving an example, why to give your space for the supporting infrastructure, you can utilize for more and more number of racks. Okay. Now for the row cooling type systems, row cooling is available in DX and chilled water both. We have 5 models in this: 10 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt, 35 kilowatt and 40 kilowatt. All available in DX. 40 kilowatt is chilled water systems. This is how the system works. It is installed at the row level of the rack. That's why it is called row cooling systems as well. So it is throwing cold air in the front and sucking hot air from the back side. Okay, it can cool up to 20 kilowatt per rack with a containment. We do cold air containment with the integration what I just discussed in last few slides. So it is available with the 410A gas, and again with the digital scroll, EC fan and the outside variable condenser to give you maximum flexibility on the loading pattern side. Okay, and this system is typically up to 30 to 40% efficient compared to the normal system available in the market. Now the summary to the here for the thermal management is that we integrated in-floor EC fans to improve the efficiency on the DX and chilled water compared to the same precision AC having the same fan inside the unit. It could achieve up to 16% efficiency. Furthermore, we integrated digital scroll technology in the systems which improves the efficiency more than 20%. With smart air logic, and inflow AC and digital scroll together in the system, we can achieve up to 65% efficiency compared to a traditional precision AC available in the market. This is the kind of efficiency difference we are talking about. Okay, and we of course we are confident about it, and we can provide you the testing of our systems before you take it. We can provide all support in terms of design development of the solutions. We have design team, and of course our partners available here, and Rukshan is available here for all kind of queries. We are always available to you at any time. So, and then high density cooling solution up to 40 kilowatt per rack, and here in Sri Lanka free cooling may not be useful because of the outside climate conditions, but we have free cooling solutions also, in which you can utilize the free cooling of direct bringing air inside the data center or bringing indirect cooling from outside, but that may not be applicable here. Now CFD, we do computational fluid dynamics analysis, which gives you idea about the airflow pattern, temperature pattern in the data center. Before you implement your data center, you can understand how the temperature is going, what is the airflow at the rack level, how you should be positioning your cooling units, what should be the size and design of your rack layout. So we do that analysis, and we can support you that for your projects. Okay, thank you very much. Any question, please let me know. Any question? Okay, thank you.
I believe we'll have a barrage of questions at the very end when we stop for cocktails and dinner. In the meantime, I would like to bring on our next speaker who will talk to you on smart solutions, and that's Mr. Ankesh Kumar. He's the Director Marketing and Product Head for Channel UPS and DCIM Products. Please welcome Mr. Ankesh Kumar, ladies and gentlemen.
We came up with a concept where we can pre-package all these components and make it ready for you. So even if you have a requirement of single rack, or even if you have a requirement of less than 1,000 square feet data center, you will get the infrastructure which is at the enterprise level from all the standards. So the component of the smart solutions, what I'm going to talk about, this is a pre-packaged integrated data center infrastructure. When I say integrated, it's like door delivery of your data center. When you typically go to make a data center, you really need to consult a lot of people. Now you must be an IT expert, or must be cooling expert or power expert, but you must be not knowing all of them. So what we are doing, we are giving you the entire IT infrastructure ready. You just need to house your networking devices, your server or your storage. You don't need to worry about cooling, you don't need to worry about power backup. Everything at the very highest standards or very highest compliance can be provided in that. So what we are providing over here, we are providing a power and cooling. Rest of the power and cooling product, you already gone through the most high efficiency product and most the energy efficient product in our power presentation, cooling presentation. We will provide you the racks and the power distribution. We will provide the safety and security, which is again very critical thing for the data center. So like in terms of security from all sort of compliance. At the same time, there are a lot of very critical things that goes into a data center like fire security alarm and all those things. So everything will be pre-packaged. And infrastructure management, which is very important. Like for example, if you are having one rack, you must be not employing one person to manage that rack locally. So you would like to know what is happening there remotely. On a real-time manner, you would like to have access to that particular infrastructure and also keep on getting alarms or any sort of notification if anything is going to get wrong. So this what makes this solution unique. This is very efficient because we are using all the high efficiency products. We are putting them all together, which is very compatible with each other. Economical. Now sometimes when we talk about return of investment or investing in something new, we always talk about, okay, you have to pay here extra amount of money, but you will recover with your savings. Now this is the solution which is not only the economical from capex OPEX point of view, this is also economical from the capex point of view because you are removing all those complexities in terms of managing different things from the different vendor and from the different sources and from the different kind of platform. So that is much more that is a very important point over here. Then it has interoperability. Like today, for example, if your requirement is of 6 kilowatt, so typically when a person makes a data center, he decides to go for, okay, today I need to go for a data center, he will never design a data center for 6 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt. He will design typically for 30 kilowatt or 40 kilowatt, or he will take the entire room and everything. But he may be not using the entire room. So he may be using a lot of components because he is making it today. But those components will be sitting on something which is called standard capacity. That means you have a certain things of this capacity, but of course you are not using it because you don't need today. But you are investing in that today. Even standard capacity use certain amount of energy, which you are paying through your pocket. So this kind of solution, you will only going to buy, or you are going to use this what is needed now, and you can grow as much as your business is growing in modular way. And the last part, which is control. Like what I talk about infrastructure management, that you will have everything on your control. These days, we are also talking about cloud is becoming very popular. Everyone is going on the cloud and buying a server space and all. But sometimes, for some customer, they don't want to put their ERP on the cloud. They don't want to put their email server on the cloud because of a lot of security concerns and compliance issues and everything. So here is the IT infrastructure which can give you a very ready-made, flexible kind of solution. At the same time, you will have control over it. So from the smart solution data center family, what we have to offer you over here, and popularly I will going to talk you about smart cabinet and smart row. So we have a solutions which is smart cabinet and smart row and smart aisle. The smart aisle already being explained to you by Raghuvi, where you can actually have a host of the rack, a group of racks where you can seal it from all the end, and you can have a very cold aisle containment kind of cooling over there. So that is a smart aisle. And what we are going to mainly focus on the smart cabinet, which is a single or double rack solution, and also smart row, which starts from 3 racks and goes up to 6. And you can keep adding more and more modules of it the way you're growing. So I have a very small video over here which I would like to show you. Can you please play the video? Just click on it. Put the volume.
Consumption, low cooling efficiency, separate management platforms. The rapid innovation of technology has impacted the way businesses approach data center infrastructure design and deployment. Common data center problems, such as overheating, high energy consumption, low cooling efficiency, separate management platforms, low reliability, and longer project turnaround, can be resolved with an integrated infrastructure solution. Backed by its long-standing tradition of data center expertise, Emerson Network Power presents the new Smart Row solution for smart and mid-sized data centers. Smart Row innovates the traditional design approach for small and mid-sized data centers, integrating power, cooling, and management systems into one compact, manageable suite. Smart Row is suitable for limited data center space, packing performance, efficiency, and availability in a small footprint. The centralized monitoring system connects all system components. Smart Row uses just one interface to manage and monitor all its critical components for optimal planning and management. With a single display, your data center operation is under your control. Smart Row is available in 2 configurations, closed cold aisle and closed hot aisle. Smart Row with closed hot aisle enhances the AC compressor efficiency and can be placed anywhere, even in environments where people are working. It is the most ideal solution for limited room space. Meanwhile, Smart Row with closed cold aisle reduces the loss of cold air and is ideal for rooms bigger than 20 square meters. The closed cold aisle configuration of Smart Row enhances cooling efficiency and guarantees optimal PUE. Smart Row comes with an emergency fan system. If the cooling unit goes down, the emergency fan will be triggered automatically. hot air will then be released out of the smart row. Smart Row's modular design means expansion can be deployed at one time or in phases. It is flexible to meet various application scenarios, common in small and mid-sized data center expansions. It can be configured from 3 racks to as many as 6. Smart Row offers standardized data center deployment and shorter time for implementation. Smart Row is designed for fast and easy deployment. It can be installed and ready for use in just a few weeks. Smart Row offers you the complete data center package with turnkey capability only from Emerson Network Power. Smart Row is optimized to be user-friendly from deployment phase to actual operation. Emerson Network Power's Smart Row solution, the road to be smart.
Okay, so this is what about the smart row. What you saw, like you really don't need any architectural design or any false flooring or any complex methods. You can have a pre-packaged data center readily available for you. You can put it anywhere. You don't need a special room for that. You can put it inside this room also. You can put in the one corner of your facility also, and all the critical things like cooling, security, and the fire alarm, everything can be taken care of. And then we also have solutions. What we offer is smart design and smart mod, which Vasu talked about, that we have a solution capability of design and build, that we can build the data center from the scratch, be it 10,000 square feet or 30,000 square feet, whatever size it is, we provide that. Then we have a smart mod, which is a data center on wheels. Like there are a lot of places where you need a data center on the containers or those kind of solution where someone wants to move the infrastructure the way they are moving. So that kind of capability you also have. So primarily I'm going to cover the smart cabinet, smart row. So smart cabinet is an intelligent integrated infrastructure in a rack. So it is a single or 2 rack solution. So if you have a IT load up to 6 kilowatts, so we provide a smart cabinet solution over here. It has the cooling over here is open as well as self-contained. So we provide normal cooling also, and also we provide the active cooling. So we have both the solution available over here. And the key application typically for smart cabinet is all single rack application. Like there is some small branch where your IT load is not more than 6 kilowatt, or maximum it can go up to 10 kilowatt also in a 2 rack solution. And where you have a space constraint and you would like to have a single rack solution, so this solution can work over there. Then we have a smart row which works up to 35 kilowatt. So it is combinations from it starts from 3 and goes up to 6, and it can also use in a very modular way. So here also cooling is open and self-contained. The flooring, you don't need to have a raised floor over here because the cooling is integrated into the infrastructure. And also the key application area is all size of data center. Like you can start your operations, maybe if your load today is 10 kilowatt or 12 kilowatt, you can start your operation with that kind of with smart row, and the way your business is growing, you can keep on adding the smart cabinet or multiple smart row to do that. So this is a typical the way it looks like. You can see this is the cooling unit. So this is the CRV unit what Raghuvi was telling you about, that it has an in-row cooling kind of capability. So on the front of it generates the cold air. On the back of it there is a hot air which sucks the hot air from the environment. And these are the components of the smart row. So it has an in-row cooling, it has a rack mount UPS, so very high density kind of UPS and a high efficiency kind of UPS. It has an inbuilt PDUs and RDUs which used to monitor it remotely. The concept over here is typically what you work in the enterprise level kind of data center, hot air and cold air containment. It also has an emergency door opening. So if you want to open or close a door remotely and you want to have some sort of emergency services, you can provide that. It has a real-time internet monitoring, and also it has its own fire detection and separation of data center standards. So all those things are taken care of over here. So typically, smart rows enables high density and data center capability. The side profile is enterprise data center, and it can scale up to 35 kilowatt. The core component of smart row is the racks and enclosure system. You can see it over here. Cooling and power, access and control. So we provide the real-time monitoring, KVM operation on all those things. Optimizations and monitoring and services. It has a cooling. It has a redundant cooling also. Like if you want to have a redundancy in cooling, also we provide that through smart row. The applications typically your SMB solutions, core banking solutions. If you are implementing SAP or ERP or something like that, you can use that. And also for your server room upgradation. Like today, if you are upgrading your server rooms, it can be used very easily over there. These are the different SKUs of smart row and smart cabinet which is available from here. So here you can see this is the non-redundant cooling options, and it starts from the 10 kilowatt, goes up to 30 kilowatt, and then you have a redundant cooling options again from 10 kilowatt to 30 kilowatt. Now in smart cabinet we have two solutions. One is the passive cooling, which is just a fan cooling kind of system, and this is for active cooling. The active cooling, what Raghuveer was talking about, the sensible kind of cooling. So if you want that kind of capability in your cabinet, we have that particular solutions. So it starts from 3 kilowatt and goes up to 6 kilowatt. Again, the active cooling over here, it starts from 3 kilowatt, goes up to 10 kilowatt in smart cabinet. So this is the smart row configuration, and these are the nomenclature what we use to create a part code. If you see the components, if you break down the component of the smart row, what all it provides. So we provide the best of the rack design, which comes, we have acquired a company called Kanur. It is very premier in rack designing. So that kind of agile kind of rack infrastructure we provide. We also provide the vertical PDU of any combination, of any outlet combination you require. We provide that. Then we also provide the emergency exhaust fan, which is very useful. For example, if the cooling is down, so the exhaust fan starts operating by its own. So those kind of capability we provide. Then we have a CRV unit, which is a very high energy efficiency cooling solution, which Raghuveer talked about. It is an in-road rack kind of cooling. It is and it uses all the best of the technology that we are using today. Then we have a power distribution board. So we will also provide the power distribution board with the circuit breaker and all those kind of things to manage the power in your rack. Then we provide the Libert RDU-A, which is for the monitoring for your non-IT devices. Like if you want to remotely monitor your UPS, your cooling devices, your the temperature and humidity sensors, those kind of things you can get. Then we also provide the very high density UPS. So you can see over here it's a 20 kV UPS, which is on 3U size. So and it has efficiency of 94%. So that kind of capability we provide in smart row. So basically, if you see this entire infrastructure, it has the best of the product, which goes typically with the enterprise standard and that kind of compliance. So that kind of capability you are getting through smart row, ready-madely made. These are the various version of the smart row what we are displaying over here. These are the again the various combination wells. So we have we provide the solution. For example, with a 10 kilowatt of smart row well, you can get a capability of integrated power and cooling solution with say 10 minutes backup and goes like this. And we also provide option with the redundant cooling, and this is a use space which you will get to put your IT equipment. For example, if you go for a smart row for 10 kilowatt, you can get 65 U of space to house your IT equipment. And similarly, if you go for this kind of solutions, you can see there are 201 U space is available where you can put your server or your other devices or whatever devices you want to manage in this entire infrastructure. This is just a diagram, a top view, shows that how the cooling is being done. So this is the CRV. So from the in-row, it throws the cold air from here, so they form a cold air containment over here, and the back there is a hot air. So that kind of arrangement, which is a very high standard in terms of ISHRAE or ASHRAE standard, we follow that over here. Now we have again one more technology that if you are not going for say redundant cooling, but if your cooling goes down, so we have a sensor over here. It automatically opens the door. Typically in data center, when the cooling goes down, the data center manager or some local guy will go open the door and put some fan, some kind of exhaust fan or some kind of table fan kind of thing. Here you don't need to do anything. The moment the cooling goes down or in some maintenance, it will automatically open the door and it will enable the exhaust fan so that it can provide the cooling to your server or your IT equipment, so it can be managed. So those kind of standards we follow. We also provide the fire and security. So according to the data center standard, the NOVEC range of fire and safety equipment, we provide this. So you can see this is one cabinet which we add at the corner, which has all the fire and security and the fire alarm detection and all those things available with the smart room. Smart cabinet, as I talked about, it is one or two rack solution up to 6 kilowatt. It has a UPS, it has a cooling, it has a battery backup and all those things, monitoring and all. Typically for the branch automation and that kind of application, we use this. This is the model what we have. So we also provide the active cooling in smart cabinet up to 7 kilowatt. So this you can see at the bottom, this is the rack-based cooling unit. So this is very innovative solution that we provided cooling which is sitting inside the rack. So it throws the air, so it creates a cold air in the front of the cabinet, and the back of the cabinet will remain hot. So you can imagine we have that kind of critical kind of cooling concept even in the single rack kind of solution. In the two cabinet of the smart cabinet, you can have a redundant cooling by adding one more cooling unit over here. So again, this comes pre-packed with a rack, intelligent PDU, KVM switch, LCD tray. So all those capability, we get it over here. From monitoring point of view, since I've been keep on harping that we have a very good solution from the monitoring point of view. So in the smart row or in smart cabinet, what we provide the rack data unit and PDU. So rack data unit is typically being used to monitor non-IT devices like your UPS, your cooling, your sensors and all. We also provide the camera surveillance. We provide the event alert, like if you put some threshold, so you will get all sort of event alert that how that particular equipment is behaving. We provide smoke detection and suppression. So remotely you can get the smoke detection alarm. You can suppress it also. We provide temperature monitoring, humidity monitoring. We provide door switch sensor. Like there is a door sensor. If someone is trying to unauthorized person is trying to access your door, you will get the alarm and all those things. Water leak detection. So water again plays a very critical role in any of the IT infrastructure. So we provide water leak detection. We provide the beacon alarm, access control, email notification, and SNMP management. So like if you already using some of the BMS or SNMP management tools, so you can integrate this with this kind of solution. This you can see the intelligent security system we provide. We provide biometric kind of security system so that you can define that what kind of person is going to access this. Since most of the time when we go to the customer, they are using this product, they put anywhere in the facility. So that kind of security level of protections we provide to smart home. What we are also providing, one concept called on-premise data center with one of our partner NextGen. So what we do, we provide the proactive maintenance service. Like before you log a call or before you say that this is down or UPS is down or cooling it down, we will come to know that okay, what is the health of the UPS system, if something needs to be replaced, if something needs to be serviced. So before you coming to know that something is going to get wrong, we will be very proactive in terms of addressing that kind of solution. So typically, if you see the summary of the smart row, it follows the industry best practices. So what we have been talking about, new data center of say Facebook or Emerson data center, or what we did to the Dimension data, that kind of capability, that kind of technology we are using in a single cabinet, we are using in a three rack cabinet. So that kind of capability we are using. And how we are achieving that? We are following similar concept of airflow management, of hot air and cold air, high availability of high efficiency UPS, what we all talked about, highest efficiency precision cooling, like CRV. It's a very best precision cooling available in the market. We provide that. Space saving, like when you go for a smart row, like your up to 6 rack kind of solution can take care of your data center, what you're going to build for the 1,000 square feet. So it saves a lot of space. So we achieve that. Modularity, like today your requirement is 6 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt. You can grow the way your business is growing. So that kind of solution we provide. integrated monitoring and control. So you really need to, you really know that what is happening in a real time through this kind of solution. Unique local services. So we provide all this design, audit, configuration support, installation support, maintenance and repairs. So all this thing comes as a part of a service from us, so we provide that. And also the remote management, as I talked about the OPDC kind of services, if you want a remote management of your proactive services, so we provide that. So that shows we are providing you the enterprise level of criticality or enterprise level of the services by providing things like this smart road. So a smart solution is very efficient, very economic, very simple to control. It saves a lot of space, saves a lot of energy. So this is the best of the solutions what we are offering. And instead of giving you breaking the product and giving you differently, we are actually helping you in terms of optimizing your entire IT infrastructure. So that is a smart row from my side. If you have any questions, we can always have a discussion after once our session is over the cocktail and dinner. Thanks a lot.
I'm sure you all have questions which you all will fire to our speakers over dinner in a short while from now. In the meantime, please welcome those lovely girls once again from the Buddha dance troupe with a beautiful song for all of you, ladies and gentlemen.
conditioner and DG. So here these are the service provider whom we provide the service. What do we do in telecom? We do a DC power solutions, then we give air conditioning to these shelters, and we do the service and maintenance of this telecom rollouts. So erection and commissioning, including the services we are providing for all the telecom operators like this Exeta, Dialog, China Mobile, Vodafone, Etisalat, Airtel, Reliance. All these operators are working on our DC power solution. We are in DC power, we are the global leader, and we are having the best technology in the world. We will come out to the telecom product family. In telecom product family, we have a DC power systems. Then we called as a integrated power management, net smart systems. Then outdoor solution we called as a net extend outdoor cabinets. Then solar hybrid solution we called as a net smart solution, net chain solution. Then we have a monitoring solution and inverter for the telecom applications. Here in DC power systems, we have a range from, let's say, 40 ampere to 7200 ampere, means in access and core power we can deliver the DC power, 48 volt DC, which is required for the telecom application. In this data centers, also in MSC data centers, we give the 48 volt DC supply in a range of 1200 ampere to 7200 ampere. In IPMS, which is introduced last year now, which gives optimize the DG usage on the site, optimize the battery energy, replace the DG theft on the site. So lot of issues which are on the sites and these monitoring issues are covered by these net smart solutions. Then we have outdoor solutions, means right now it is very difficult for all telecom operators to operate in a shelter solution. So we have come out with the solution we called as an extended this DC power solution with the DC air conditioning or with the fan cooling units. In solar hybrid system, we have a hybrid systems. We have a world best MPPT module, and we can extend this power of MPPT module, let's say 30 kilowatt, and it is having a tracking efficiency of 99.5, which is the highest in the world. Then we have monitoring solution for this BTS sites, MSC sites, solar sites, and we have energy management monitoring solutions to record or to transmit the data, to collect the data from each telecom towers and transmit it to the NOC. We have also stand-alone inverters operated on a 48 volt DC, which is required for this BTS, which works on a AC supply. And we have some inverters, modular inverters, which are used in a core application, where in the data centers, instead of UPS, we can put these inverters so that you can have an extended backup with the same DC power solutions. So this is what about the DC we call as a net sure 211 series. This caters the load from 50 ampere to 100 ampere, and it is a 19-inch rack mountable solution. In medium power system, we have systems ranging from 200 ampere to 730 ampere, and which are a system mounted, battery mounted, pole mounted, and 19-inch rack mountable. All types of solutions available with us in the medium power system. In large power system, which is majorly required for the MSC application, and this MSC application where the range required is around, let's say up to 7200 ampere we can go right now. Previously we are targeting, means if we talk about the year 2005, we are just claiming the efficiency of 88%. Then the trend changed to 80, 90, 90%. Now we are talking about here 95 or 96.7% efficient rectifiers. And now we have already launched these 48 volt 2000 watt rectifiers with the world's highest frequency of 96.5% at the peak. And we are also, and if you see the power density of this rectifier, it is the world's density, which is already proven 36 watt per inch cube, we can say. And we are about to launch this 3.5 kilowatt and they are extended up to 4 kilowatt rectifier module soon with the 97% efficiency. If you see this efficiency, normally before just 2 years back we have this standard rectifiers with 92% efficiency, and today we are already achieved the 96.5% efficiency. With this efficiency, we have always we are record almost we have reduced the heat losses and energy losses by 58% over here. So air conditioning, everything will go up. This rectifier module can work up to 50 degrees centigrade, and we have the world's best solution in this rectifier technology. Similarly, we have the various number of rectifiers in our product basket, starting from 1000 watt, 2000 watt, 3200 watt, 4000 watt and 5800 watt, which works in a 3-phase without neutral. And if you see the here efficiency 96.5, 96.8 and 95.5 we are claiming, and the temperature range also it can work up to 75 degrees centigrade. So hence now in telecom shelters we don't require the air conditioners. We give the fan builder solution for the DC power system. So we have a different platform for this outdoor solution, and one patented software we have developed in our controller to operate. If let's say you have our old rectifiers, let's say you are buying 5 years back or 6 years back, and you want to upgrade it to the site, then we have this high efficiency rectifier to be placed in the same rectifier slot. Means back to back compatibility is also provided, so that we can achieve the efficiency more than 95% at the site itself. Means you don't have to replace the system, you have to replace the system, and by replacing the systems you can here achieve that this TCO, return on investment part, ROI part, within a 1 year time. And these rectifiers, whatever Emerson is developing, are back to back compatible. Even they can work up to the old controller and new controller also. That way we are thinking the technology point and making sure that it can work with the old or new one also. In controller also, right now we have the different platform for the controllers. But in our generation 3 controller, we have already put the MPPT, means the solar compatibility, DG compatibility, all these features, side web server, modem facility, everything we have put in the controller with the this LCD display. If you see this site support level, means you want to monitor the site remotely, just configuring the IP in the controller, or if you provide the SIM to the controller, you can transmit the data through the GPRS or the TCP/IP protocol. It has this hybrid functionality, MPPT. It has another feature we have incorporated in the controller will set automatic battery test. Means if we set the battery, means battery, you want to discharge the battery. If we set at the 1st of January and 12 cycles we have incorporated, then 1st of February, like that up to December, we can have 12 battery test, and these battery logs will be separately displayed by the controller, so that you will come to know what is the battery health in the controller. In this 19-inch one U rack mountable solution, we have this 40 ampere DC systems. In 3U height, you have this 80 ampere DC systems. Then in NetSure 502 systems, we have a 125 ampere to 250 ampere, in which we have a pole mounted DC systems. We can install these DC systems on the pole itself. And we are also coming out the rectifier, which is IP65 rectifiers. Recently it will be launched in just 2-3 months time. And in medium power systems, we have a systems this for, let's say, one operator or multi operator. Means if you want to share this infrastructure power to the other operator, that facility also we have in our DC systems. And this operator wise energy measurement can be done with the help of controller. In MSC systems, we have this DC systems ranging from 1200 ampere to 7200 ampere, and depend on the we can have this customization as per the customer requirement. And another feature of our controller, we have a lithium ion battery integration in our DC power system. We can straight away use these 5 battery manufacturers like Panasonic, LG, Toshiba, Saft, this Narada and Coslight batteries with the help of our DC power systems. We have installed these sites, almost around 20,000 sites we have installed in India with the lithium ion batteries. And the trend is completely changed with the help of, and this controller, lithium ion battery has its own controller, and that controller should talk with the DC power controller in order to limit the current limit to the battery and current the voltage to the battery. So we call it as a CCCV limit, which is essential for the battery health, and that is taken care by the DC power controller. So that this communication between BMS controller and the DC power controller we have did. So we have all the options with the lithium ion battery itself in this latest technology. Then we have a complete solution for the mobile tower. Complete means they don't have to buy anything. Servo voltage stabilizer, for which is required for this air conditioning. Then they need this MF panel, which is transferred from electric energy to the DC energy. Then we need a DC power. All these we have clubbed together and made one-stop solution we call as an integrated power management system. It has all the intelligence to transfer the power, DC power from the, let's say the one phase is not available, 2 phase is not available, even though it will deliver the full power to the DC power, so that the system will optimize the DG usage. We have a lot of outdoor solutions with the fan cooling solution, with the DC air conditioner, with this DC air conditioner for equipment load, fan cooling solutions, and this EFC what my friend Raghu told. The same, all the type of solution in outdoor cabinet we have. We have taken some initiatives to replace this compact AC air con, replacing the legacy air con, so that we can save the power here up to 58%. If we replace the indoor-outdoor conversion with the Hague solution, we can save the energy more than 76%. If we convert this indoor to outdoor BTS by using a heat exchanger, we can have this hybrid cooling with the 71% efficient. And if we convert completely solution as a complete solution with the outdoor, with the fan filter, then we can have a 86% power saving at the site. So that way we have analyzed it, we have proven it. Afterwards, a lot of solutions and innovation we are did with the net extend towers. We have this MPPT module of 3 kilowatt. We can parallel this module, means MPPT module whatever available in the market is a standalone type. You cannot update it or upgrade it to let's say the capacity up to 30 kilowatt. We have that modular MPPT modules. You can these are the hot plug-in modules, and you can get the power from the solar to the telecom sites up to 30 kilowatt with the help of this feature. And we this efficiency of tracking efficiency is more than 99.5% in the MPPT module. We have a different on-grid and off-grid solutions to cater these telecom loads. One is MPPT module along with the DC rectifiers. One is the only MPPT module along with the DJ on-off logic. So that all the hybrid solutions, these rectifiers come MPPT solutions are available in the hybrid complete package along with the monitoring is available in our telecom product basket. If you see the E-stone, we have this site wave monitoring. Means earlier in my one thing I have mentioned it that we have the site wave application for BTS. We have a site application for the this solar. We have a site application for the MSA system. We can achieve all this monitoring with the help of this Keystone 2. Another product we are having the DC inverter, which works on a 48 volt DC and gives a 230 volt AC, which is required for the 8 AC BTS. Then we have a inverter 5 kVA standalone inverter. It is required if you want to convert this AC, you want to run the AC on the telecom side. Then we have this inverter which can take a very high induced current and give the soft start pulse to start the this AC on the site. And we have this modular inverters of 3 kVA